This ain't your ordinary football show. It's the Old Dominion Football Show with Bruce Rader and Coach Bobby Wilder. Brought to you by Priority Automotive.
Another milestone for the Old Dominion football team, a hard-fought 31-23 conference road win way up in Rhode Island. The team's first ever CAA win on the road. Another outstanding performance by freshman quarterback Taylor Heinicke, and who would have thought the nationally ranked Monarchs in only their first year in the conference contending for the championship. But tomorrow's opponent is no homecoming patsy. It is first place Towson, as big a game as it gets. How big? Let's find out. The Old Dominion Football Show starts now. Hi everybody, I'm Bruce Rader along with Coach Bobby Wilder. Coach, you're 5-1 overall, 2-1 in the league with a road victory. And we talked last week about how big winning on the road is, but now you're back home facing the conference leader.
Yeah, it's so important to get those wins on the road, Bruce. And the example I've used with our players is the William and Mary football team last year, who was co-champs in the league, 6-2 overall, 2-2 on the road. They found a way to break even on the road, and that's what you've got to do. You've got to find a way to break even on the road. And now, coming back home, playing a team that's in first place in our league, exciting game tomorrow.
Last week up in Rhode Island, you can't lose the turnover battle if you don't turn the ball over, which you didn't, and you managed to take 2 takeaways. That alone something to celebrate.
Yeah, that was really big for our football team. We had not had a turnover-free game yet this year, Bruce. So the fact that we did such a good job with the ball on offense, didn't turn the ball over, possessed it in the run and the pass, no interceptions, no fumbles, and defensively, you mentioned those takeaways, Bruce. The first one of the game, on their first third down attempt out of Rhode Island, Craig Wilkins drops underneath in coverage, intercepts the ball, gives it to us on the 28. We drive on the short field, score to go up 7-0, and then to end the game, Eric Lewis intercepts a pass when they're in the 2-minute drill. 2 huge interceptions in that game.
What a season Craig Wilkins is having, but everything revolves around the quarterback. Your senior, Thomas DeMarco, still hobbled by a sprained ankle, though your freshman, Taylor Heinicke, gets a little slow start, but completes over, 80% of his passes. He throws for 3 touchdowns. He runs for a touchdown. I mean, this kid is impressive.
Yeah, very, very impressive performance by Taylor Heinicke. And in this game, Bruce, Rhode Island had committed to defending the pass. So early on in the game, when we were trying to figure out their coverages, Taylor starts the game, Bruce, 3 for 7 passing. He ends the game in the last 3 quarters, 23 for 25, 92% the last 3 quarters. You mentioned the 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, no fumbles, ran for a touchdown. Really did an excellent job running our offense. And he's played a game and a half now, Bruce, completing 80% of his passes with no turnovers. That's exceptional play out of Taylor Heinicke.
Shows a lot of discipline, too. We're going to talk about who's going to start tomorrow a little later. Now, Rhode Island plays the pass. They give you the run. And as you mentioned, you guys really didn't take advantage of that very well.
No, I was really disappointed in our performance in the run game, Bruce. This was a game where we could have rushed the ball successfully, and we did not. 41 carries for 92 yards, our lowest output of the season. We did not play well up front in the offensive line. We weren't consistent at running back, seeing the holes, hitting the holes, and that's something that's been a major focus for this football team this week in practice. And I know we'll be better this week because our kids are excited to play this week, and our offensive line and running backs want to do much better than last week.
Last week you said you wanted to see some improvement in your defensive backfield, and I think the guys got the message.
They definitely did, Bruce. I mean, this was our best output of the year. They only had 143 yards passing. We talked about the 2 interceptions. Very good throughout the game defending the pass, and that's 100 yards below the average we had been giving up. We've been giving up over 245 yards a game passing, so to only allow 143 yards was very important on the road in this football game. I was very proud of our defense collectively.
And linebacker Craig Wilkins, as we mentioned, having an All-American season thus far. Now, your opponent tomorrow, Towson, a team that had a 9-game losing streak to end last season. Now they lead the CAA. They're a very balanced team, but you guys have to beat them if you want to win a championship.
No question. I mean, this is a great story in our league to talk about the parity that you and I have always discussed. I mean, we're preseason 10. They're preseason 11. 2 teams picked to finish in the bottom, and we're playing for first place in the league. Towson is balanced, as you mentioned. They rush the ball for 230 a game. They throw it for 210. They're only allowing 17 points a game on defense. Very good in special teams. very impressed with the improvements they've made, coming off a 9-game losing streak last year to be 4-1 right now, 2-0 tied for first in the league. That's an impressive turnaround.
And it's homecoming, and it's a whiteout. Now, we know that Old Dominion's roster is loaded with players from Hampton Roads high schools, but there is also a local guy on the coaching staff, a very well-known coach. Chris Freckling joins us with his story. Chris?
Most local football fans remember Bill D like this, leading Phoebus to 4 state titles. His tenure at Phoebus lasted 24 years. He won over 75% of his games. But now he's on the ODU sideline, coaching the offensive line.
Well, I'm very excited. I felt like I needed a change, and the opportunity to go to CNU was great, and the opportunity to come here and coach in this program, which Coach Wilder and his staff has already built a great foundation, and for me to get in now and being a CAA, I'm very excited. And plus, I got some of my Phoebus guys here, so I like that.
This isn't D's first college job. He's spent the last 2 years coaching at Christopher Newport University. But this challenge was too good to pass up.
Well, we were all involved in the kicking game. Every coach is involved in that, and in the offensive line, and there's always something extra that you got to do, with the kids, keeping on top of the kids with their grades and stuff like that. So I'm very excited to be here, and I'm happy for the opportunity.
Along with coaching the offensive line, D will recruit several areas, including the peninsula. Yes, the pipeline is in place already. 6 former Phoebus Phantoms are on the Monarchs roster.
Well, I think they targeted the area, to really recruit this area hard. So, and fortunately, we've had some good players at Phoebus, and they've done a great job recruiting them. And so, it's nice that we've got those guys here, and they're producing, and football's important to them, and and it's carried on here, and they're real fortunate to be in this program, and a program that's growing.
In Norfolk, Chris Freckling for the Old Dominion Football Show.
Who's going to start at quarterback tomorrow? We'll get to that, but still to come, whether he plays or not. We'll see how well Thomas DeMarco handles the blitz coming at him by Ali Lucia, because Thomas is up next on the 1-minute drill. And you think my questions to Coach Wilder are tough? They're nothing compared to what the fans hit him with in the coach's corner. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Quarterback Thomas DeMarco, are you nervous for the 1-minute drill?
I am. I was here last year, so I don't know what to expect right now.
If you could date any celebrity, who would you date?
Celebrity? I would say Jennifer Gardner after Daredevil.
If you could star on any reality TV show, which one?
Reality TV show. Let's say The Bachelor.
Oh, 25 options. I like it. Are you a blonde or brunette guy?
I am both.
Okay, equal opportunity. I like where you're headed.
No way all 25 are one, so I'd say both.
Can you recite any movie lines? Are you a movie line guy?
Yes, my favorite movie of all time is Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
This is gonna be good.
My favorite thing is when he's in the car and he's spinning around and he parks it and he goes
like a glove. Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
Yeah.
Can you dance?
No.
Ace Ventura likes the glove. You could give us a flash of the glove.
Or the claw from Liar Liar.
Thomas, I'll let you get the last word on this 1-minute drill.
Go Monarchs.
I can see Thomas on The Bachelor.
Oh, no question. And Bruce, one of the things that I admire about Thomas, in fact, Deansless student, outstanding in the community. He's going to get his master's degree coming up at the end of this year. He is the total person, student, athlete you look for.
He's so smart, he'll be a coach someday. Tomorrow is homecoming. The parking lots will be packed, including these guys, our tailgaters of the week.
From Virginia Beach, and this is how we tailgate at ODU. Ice luge provided by Ice Art, courtesy of Workers' Choice USA. 1, 2, 3. Woo! ODU! 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 Woo!
Still to come, Coach Wilder answers your questions in the Coach's Corner, and he gives us his priorities of the game for tomorrow's critical contest against Towson. Senior quarterback Thomas DeMarco sprains his ankle 2 weeks ago. Taylor Heineke comes off the bench. You don't miss a beat, Coach. Who starts at quarterback tomorrow?
Taylor Heineke will start tomorrow. We'll be in a similar situation, Bruce. We were in traveling to Rhode Island where Nate Ong will be the backup, and Thomas would only play as the third quarterback in an emergency. He's still got some healing to do with that ankle.
All right, now the tough questions from the fans. It's time for the Coach's Corner. Daryl from Chesapeake wants to know, are there any seniors on our team that you think could get a shot at the NFL?
Daryl, at this point, we have 3 seniors, all defensive linemen, in Ronnie Cameron, Eddie McClam, and Chad King, that the scouts are looking at right now. We've had about 20 of the NFL scouts already through our facility to watch practice, interview the players, watch video. So it's very exciting right now, and from what I'm hearing from the scouts, it's only going to get better with some of the guys that are underclassmen right now. Thanks for the question.
Brad from Norfolk asks, besides ODU and Towson, what are some of the other surprise teams in the CAA this season?
Well, the biggest surprise you'd have to look at and say, Brad, is the fact that right now the University of Maine is 4-1, 2-0 in the league. Their only loss is at Pittsburgh, 35-29, for a team that was picked to finish 7th in the league. Maine's a surprise team at this point.
And the last question comes from Stanley in Hampton. What's your feeling on the new rule that negates a touchdown when a player taunts the other team before he gets into the end zone? We actually saw that in LSU's game on Saturday.
Yeah, right. That's a great point. And Stanley, we have a rule with Old Dominion football is that you celebrate with your teammates. We tell our guys, act like you've been there before. Everybody gets a piece of the ball because it was all 11 guys on the field that were responsible for that success, all 11 in, and then get to the sideline and celebrate for your teammates. So I like the rule. I think it's necessary. Celebrate with your teammates. Thank you for the question.
Big game against Towson tomorrow. Coach, now it's time for your priorities of the game.
Well, the biggest thing tomorrow we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get off the field on third down. The number one thing Towson does is they possess the football. Last week, Richmond only had 7 possessions in the entire game. They're leading the league in time of possession, so we got to get off the field on third down. That's number one. Number 2, be turnover free again. It helped us in that Rhode Island game to stay away from turnovers. And number 3, offensively, we have got to be efficient in the red zone. When we get down in there, we're going to need points because we don't know how many possessions we're going to have in this game. That's really going to be key for us, Bruce, to have possessions in the red zone that lead to touchdowns.
Turnover free, touchdowns, Coach, you can't lose. Homecoming
right.
Tomorrow. It's a whiteout. Kickoff at 3:30. Coach, good luck.
Thank you, Bruce. Appreciate it.
What do you got to say to the 12th Monarch?
Be loud and proud in your whiteout. We're going to need you Saturday, 12th Monarchs.
You're going to need them for homecoming. Have a great
Absolutely.
weekend, everybody. Enjoy the game.